Hello, hello, and welcome everyone. Hello, Karina. Hello, hello, welcome. Okay, I'm just gonna wait a couple of minutes so people stroll in. Hope everyone's doing well. It's great to be back and doing another webinar again. Hello, Dana. Glad you guys could be on this webinar. I don't know, for those of you that are in Canada, I hope you had a nice long weekend. To those in the US, do you have one coming up? I don't know the long weekends in the US, unfortunately, just for July 4th. But we just had our civic holiday, rained a lot of the days, couldn't make it to the beach. So it seems like summer has been like that, a lot of rain. But hello, hello, hello. Okay, let's just, as everyone is strolling in, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pop up a survey, and you guys can let me know if you could see the survey. And let's see, lash styling. Can you guys see the survey? Beauty Buster in the house. Hey, Laura, welcome. Love the name, Beauty Buster. Thank you for joining. Let me know if you guys, oh, yep, you guys can see it because I see the poll going. Okay, awesome. And everybody joining in, give me your shout outs. Hi, Samantha. We've got Lux in the house as well. Always a great supporters. Thank you so much. Yeah, let me know where you're from, everybody. If anybody's new, I'll know from the post as well. But I am in Ontario, Canada, and I am Ontario, Canada, in Richmond Hill specifically. But we have some Florida. I think I saw somebody say Vancouver Island. Angela, Florida, Rhode Island, Pickering. You're not too far from me, Sandra. I know Pickering well, if that's Pickering in Ontario. Great. So we've got people from everywhere. I'm going to leave Chattanooga, Tennessee. Welcome from Tennessee. Southwestern Ontario. So you got a good mixture between the US and Canada, which is awesome. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Kamloops. So we got Renee from Florida. Burbank, California. I've actually been to Burbank and I've been shopping there because I guess that's the thing to do. I got to go see the store that has all the, I don't know if it's still there, but there's a store that has all the clothing that they wear in TV shows and so forth. So I was able to buy some of my friends, guy friends, ties that they were in the TV show The Office. So I thought that was really cool. It's still there? Oh, I just saw the Magnolia. Okay. It was a really cool strip. We didn't have enough time to spend there, so I need to come back. It's a wrap. Yeah. That's what it's called. It's wrap, right? Is that what it's called? The place? I can't remember. This was in like 2014. Okay. So that's cool that it's still there. And I think I even was able to get, there was ties, maybe a wallet too. I can't remember. But it was a cool strip to go down to. Okay, so I'm going to leave the, sorry, the poll, not the toll, the poll on for another minute. And then I'm just going to review it. I know we still have some people coming in, so I like to give about 5 minutes time for people to come in and complete the poll. But as I'm looking at it right now, I know it's going to give me the results afterwards. But I do see that a lot of you are using Reflecticel as your lash styling. A lot of you are performing it, which is good. You're using Lash Lift in your services, which is great. There's a lot of people starting soon, so this is exciting. We love to have you in these webinars because these will help you even more to get started because they're educating you, they're giving you that confidence, and then you're just going to be like, that's it, I'm starting. So we always like the new ones as well. And then you have that interaction in the webinar with ones that have used it before. that can share their feedback as well. So we do have several that are new to the Reflectisol brand in general. So once again, welcome. One thing you'll know about Reflectisol brand is that we value education, hence why we do once a month, we do a webinar. So 12 webinars a year, sometimes even more if the need is needed. But we are here to help you along your journey, whether it's lash styling, brow styling. You will never get rid of us. We'll be here to help you and learn to love using Reflectisol. Okay. Oh, I forgot to add in the survey, I do the brow lamination as well. Sweet. Okay. Awesome. I appreciate that. Today, I'm focusing on the lash just to get people's insight on what they're doing for their lash styling, and also to see who's new, right? Because this is going to encourage you even more to start doing these lash and brow styling services to add more revenue to your business, right? You could be doing facials, or you can be doing pedicures, manicures, but now you add these lash and brow styling, which are quick and easy. You can earn a lot more revenue per year. Okay, so as I'm looking, is it your first time attending a Reflectisol webinar? We had a couple that is new, so welcome again. And we have a good amount that's new, so thank you for coming back again. Have you tried Lash Curl yet? So we have a couple that have. So if you have any questions about it, if there's anything that you're struggling at the end of the webinar, please ask me the questions. You'll see during the webinars, maybe I have a great video. Let's hope this time it shows, because last time for the lash lift we had internet problems, so it didn't show, but I have a great video to show. And then we do have a couple people who bought it and they're going to try it out soon. So this is actually going to give you that boost to try it. Okay. Let me end the voting. I'm going to end it now because we are past the time. So, and then I could share the results. I don't know if it's showing the results for you guys, but for me here, when it says users who, what do you currently offer in Reflective services for your clients? So we have a variety of what's being used, which is great. It is showing? Perfect. Okay, awesome. So you get to see the mixture that we have today and how beneficial this webinar is to both types, like people who are using this, how to perfect it, or how to add on. Maybe you're doing lash lifts, but why should I do lash curl? So that's what we're going to be able to talk about today. Okay, so thank you for filling in the poll. I keep on wanting to say toll. I'm not quite sure why, but a lot of you did fill it in. So thank you so much. So I'm going to stop sharing it and we're going to get to our PowerPoint. And as I mentioned today, please let me know if you can see the PowerPoint as well. What we'll do first is we'll show, yeah, awesome. Thank you. What we'll do first is we'll go through the PowerPoint, and because of some new ones, there's going to be a little bit of repetition as in the intro of Reflectisol. So I know you've heard it many times, the spiel, but thank you for your patience until we get into those tips. Thank you for letting me know that you guys can see the PowerPoint. Perfect. Okay, so today is all about the lash curl. A lot of people, a lot of calls that I get, a lot of questions that I get or even at trade shows or classes, they ask me, what's the lash lift? What's a lash curl for? If we have lash lift, what do we need lash curl? So in this webinar, I'm able to explain to you the differences and also who to market the lash curl towards so that you're reaching everybody in your market. And that way you have that increased revenue. And that way you are getting your clients coming in every 6 weeks. Okay. So as an intro, as I mentioned, we have a little bit here of a timeline. So for those people that are new to Reflectisol, what's really cool to know and encouraging or giving you that solidity that Reflectisol is a brand that you'd want to choose is that it's been around since 1930, but in 1940 specifically was the birth of Reflectisol tints, because prior to that, it was hair coloring that the founder was doing, but then thought of how can I do colors that are safe for the eye area. And that's where the colors came out. So a lot of you guys have been using, some of you tell me 15 years, 20 years, I've been using Reflectisol tints. So that's because it's been around that long. And now, following the trends and trying to stay aligned, lash services came in, lash lifts, lash curls, brow laminations, our hybrid tinting as well. So always staying with the trends, but you can see that Reflectisol has been around for over 90 years, which means that it is a valuable brand, right? And it wouldn't be here if there wasn't that support that they provide with education or individual, professional salons, spas. Like, we provide the best we can for supporting you. So that's what's made Reflectisol be here 90 years later. Okay. They are the market leader in about 70 countries. So that, I think it's even more now. I believe it's 80 countries, over 7 continents. So they are very well known as the market leader for lash and brow styling. So what's another thing to encourage you to know, that there is a lot of people using it with success. So this is where you need to jump on and get a brand that's going to give you that success. Okay. This is just a little bit of a percentage of knowing. So for example, what's really good to know is that 100% of the tints, they are made in Austria. They have their own lab. So this is great that they can do the testing, with the whole FDA compliant tinting system. They were able to do all that testing, right? So this is a great thing to know. Instead of having to wait, send it out to a third party, come back, go back, come back. It takes a long time. This is right away developed, and if any changes have to be done, they have their own lab. One lash lift service per minute, as well in Europe, very, very popular. These services are booked every 4 weeks. No thought about it. Every 6 weeks. Sorry. They're in to get their services done. It's part of their routine. And then it says about 800 applications per day. Okay. So what is a little bit of a mission statement? So Reflectisol strive not only for the best products, but also to support professionals in delivering the best service for their clients. So that's where you have the manufacturer. We're working alongside with the manufacturer to help you as a professional in your business to strive and use great quality products to provide that great quality service. Okay. And then with Reflectisol, you're able to complete the look of your client, because it's not just lash styling, it's also brow styling. It's not just brow styling, it's also lash styling. So you get to complete your client's look, whether it's a lash lift, a lash curl, a brow tinting with the oxidative, a brow tinting with the intense brown staining system, or even the makeup line of giving some color to the brow and some shape to the brow if the client did not want any tinting. So it's a complete look that you can give to your client every visit they come. So it's the other way around that you would do. So you would use the lash lift kit to do brow lamination, because in a lash lift kit, you need those forms to put onto the eye. If you were just to buy the brow lamination kit, you wouldn't be able to do the form on the eyes. So it's the other way around. Once you buy a lash lift kit or a curl kit, you're able to do brows as well. Okay. And then we have Reflectisol's trusted by professionals and consumers. We have beautiful feedback that we always put onto our. So if you have something you want us to share, how you feel, testimonials, please send those to us. We put them up on our Instagram because it's great support from you guys as well. And also here it says that Reflectisol able to give women, but not just women and men, self-assurance 24 hours a day in all situations. Don't think that these services are just for women. I have picked up a lot more on my male clientele service, not just for beard tinting with the coloring, but also shaping lashes to a more softer degree, but also relaxing brows if they're very kinked up, and then also coloring some of the lashes if they're very blonde, just to give a little structure to the male's structure to their face. So market this in your Instagram, in your posts, market male services as well. Okay, let's see some question. Lash lift hat size with curler sizes. Sometimes during give me 1 second. Sometimes during the webinar, can you please compare lash lift? Yes, you will see that. You can't compare that way. When we go to the slides, you'll see. Because it's a total differently where you put the application, total different of how the hair wraps around the pad. So you'll see in the webinar. Okay. Okay, and then the final, okay, so now we're starting into the lashes, okay? And we know that, we don't need any other drama in our life. We just want our lashes to give that drama, right? That intensity. We want them to look full and dark and long, because when our lashes are done up, if you don't have time to do any kind of makeup, but as long as your lashes are done, it makes your eyes appear bigger. So it makes you feel alert, freshened, right? Your view becomes much more open, and also you're styled. You feel styled. You don't feel like a zombie walking into work, right? You have some kind of styling going on. So lash lifts are important. Like I myself always say, I cannot leave the house if I cannot put any makeup on. I cannot leave the house without mascara. I need to at least put some mascara to add that vibrancy. And if I can touch up my brows, perfect. But mascara is always that comes first for me. Okay. So now let's talk about lift or curl, what to choose and for who. So when we look at the lash lift, okay, this is a lash lift kit. When you look at the forms, there are these silicone forms, and I have some with me. They are these silicone forms with a pad, with a bump on them, okay? So each, as the size gets bigger and bigger, the bump gets bigger and bigger. So you see this darker part here? That's the bump, the rise. Might be hard to see, but the bump here gets bigger and bigger as your size gets bigger. Okay. So your lashes have to rest on that bump completely for the pad size to be correct. Okay. But what does a lift do? Because the lashes are just resting on it, they're not curving, they're just resting on it. And where we apply the solution, which we'll go into detail, but it lifts the lashes up. It gives them that boost on a U shape. Okay, so U shape. And we'll see that image as well, that you guys can see better. But that's why it's called a lifting system. But as you look in the system, the solutions are the same, the glues are the same. So, and then there's in the lift, they put the lifting tool. They haven't put in the curl one just to keep the price lower. But this lifting tool, I find I like using in the lift the orange wood stick, because I can apply more pressure because of the circumference, because I have to lift that lash really stretched out. But for the curl, I love the lifter tool, because I just need to get them to rest and round around the roller. So you'll see in the video me utilizing this tool. So that's the kit for the lift. The curl though comes with these cotton rollers. Okay. These are the cotton rollers. This is a size small, so the cotton rollers are much smaller, and the hair wraps around half of the circumference. That's how you choose the size for this. And there'll be some, for the question that was asked, there'll be some pictures that you can see, but it has to reach half of the circumference in order to have a successful curl. So one is it's got to rest on the whole bump to have a lift. The other one, it's got to reach half of the circumference to have a proper curl. Once again, the glues, the solutions are the same, and it's the same solutions you could use on the brows for a brow lamination. The tool that's in there, as I mentioned, is the orange wood stick, but I reverse it when I do the services, because if you watch some of my lash lift webinars, you can see what I mean about it. And some people who have used the orange wood stick on lash lift agree. There's more pressure that you can put when you're trying to get those lashes to stick down and to be nice and taut. Okay, so let's look at the difference in a little bit more detail. So here it mentions to us whether you choose a lift or a curl. What I'd like to mention today is try not to just stick to one service or the other. Try to carry both, because then if there's a client that can't do a lift, they could most likely do a curl, right? For example, if the client is lashes are way too short, then you have the size small roller to help those clients, which will happen a lot of times until they can fix their silicone pads to include an extra small. Okay. So as we said, look in the picture there. You see that little red line in the lift eye, the image, you see a little red line, it becomes a U shape. So it's lifting the lashes to make them look longer. In the curl, you can see it's a C, like a little red C that's reversed. That is making the lashes look more rounded. Think of your lash extensions. There's a J curl, there's a C curl, some are looser, some are tighter. So this can give that illusion of a tighter C. So it's great for somebody that really wants that curl. And the other one's really great for that person that wants that lift. But there's more to it. Let's show the next picture too. Where you also apply the solution is very, very important in these two services. With a lash lift, so on your when you're facing the screen on the right side, it has the lifting pads. Look at the lashes, they've covered that bump. But look at where the solution stops covering the lashes. The tips are always kept free, but it's on the it's from the center to the roots. That is why it's very important for a lash lift to lift the lash so nice and taut and tight and like almost like stretched out where you can see the waterline, so that you're fulfilling the solution where it should be placed properly, so that that lift can be that wow, that high up, straight up. But with the curl, when you look at a curl, I'll open one to show you. Now they're pre-adhesive. So when you pull them, it's like, I usually wear gloves because our fingers, even when we disinfect them, they, oh, can you move the arrow is it in the way? Which arrow? Is it out of the way? Dana? Let me know. I don't see it in the screen. It's out of the way, but let me know. Okay, so this is the silicone. So this is, sorry, the cotton roller. It says my name. Is it out of the way though? I'm not quite sure. Oh, I didn't know the arrow says my name. Just let me know if it's out of the way. I've moved it completely out of the screen. It's on the top of the lash lift picture. Oh, I don't see it. Oh. No, it's covering the lash lift. On my end, it doesn't show that. Let me see if I can make the screen bigger. Oh, it's moved now? Okay, but now I lost okay, there we go. Oh, okay, hold on. I think now the screen is missing. Okay, something happened to the screen, but for you guys, does it look okay? For me, it's covering part of the image, but hopefully for you guys, it's okay. I don't know what happened right now. Okay, so for a cotton roller, always take it out from the outsides because it's pre-adhesive. So this part needs to not be our fingers on it, okay? Or else we're gonna make it inactive, okay? So when you take it, you have to, bend it back and forth so that it's not so straight and it has a curve, so that when you place it on the eyelid, it's got that curve and it's not so straight. So when you see the roller, there is a bend right there. There is a bend. The solution goes only in the center of that bend. So be in the middle point of your lashes, not the tip and not the roots, just that middle part, because we're trying to break down the bonds of that middle part. And we're trying to make it, then set it so that it rounds only that middle part, so that their lashes can turn in like this. So it's very, 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 very important. If you were to wet all the lashes, you might achieve more of a weaker lift. So just be mindful that we only want the bend to happen in the middle. So that's where we will put both solutions only. And then the tips we always leave free because they are old growth. Okay, and old growth means that you're going to have maybe somebody who had damaged lashes, damaged lashes from the glues, from the lash extensions, from the sun, from past service that fried their lashes. So it's very important just to leave the tips always free. Okay, so does everybody understand the roller? Well, there'll be another picture, but I just want you guys to see the live shape of the roller, and where that bend is, that's where the solution goes. Just like in the image, she's only applying it in the center, okay? And there's no need to lift those lashes too taut because we're not reaching by the roots, okay? Okay. Okay, so who can you market the lash curl to? So there's several ways that we can do this and be able to, so that you're able to cater to all your clientele. So for those with very short lashes, we already touched that. So if the lash lift pad is too small, you don't want to be like, oh, sorry, I can't do it. And they go away, they find somebody else, and that person does all the other services you do too, and they never come back to you. So that is always good to fall to another service, which is the lash curl. That's what I always do. If I don't have the lash lift for them, the size pad, then I go to the curl. For those with straight lashes and shooting downwards, sometimes initially just to get the bonds to break easily because they're virgin hair, it's better to do a lash curl first. But also if they're short and straight, then you're going to need the curl, right? Because the rollers are much smaller, so it's able to accommodate the hair and then able to relax the hair and set it. Okay. But you could also use it as an initial point just to make that hair become more adaptable to the solution as well. Never able to clearly share what the difference was between, oh, give me 1 second. Thank you for clarifying. The girls at Cosmoprof were never able to clear. Yeah, unfortunately, thank you, Maria, for letting us know that. Unfortunately, a lot of them, even too, that work the Cosmoprof shows, might not even offer the service themselves, or not the shows, sorry, the stores. But maybe it's also education, like not understanding the system. So it's hard for them to explain it. But that is why we try to do these webinars, because it is a difference. There is a difference. It might be a slight difference. But for me, when you see my model in the video I'm going to show, I see the difference. I see the roundness, like the C shape, that tight C shape that curls them. So I can see the difference from a lash lift. A lash lift is that U shape. They're straighter. So, but it's not just the shape. It's also who can do it, like who can you market it to if it doesn't work, the lash lift, right? So for male clientele as well, so I will use a bigger size roller just to be safe, because sometimes if you use a lash lift on a lash lift silicone pad on a male clientele and you make it too tight, too lifted, it's too much for them. So I always take a bigger size roller so that they have just a little bit of that lift round, just very subtle, that it looks very natural. Just because if some male clientele have their lashes that shoot straight down, what does that happen? What does that do to your look, whether male or female? When your lashes shoot straight down, it gives that downcast look. So you don't look refreshed, you don't look lifted. So just a little bit of that for the male clientele can freshen up their look. For those that are sensitive to lift pads that are not glueless. So for example, in our lifting pads, you got to put glue on the pack side of them. So maybe they're allergic to the glue. I've noticed that in my 10 years of doing this, I've had just 2 people be allergic to the lift glue being on the backside of the pad, because it covers a good circumference of the skin. So once I said, let's try out the curl, they were fine with the curl, the adhesive on the curl, right? It was much more milder. So I was able to keep that customer and not irritate them by doing the lash curl. And then for those that want to give lash extensions a break, so there are, it's an upkeep, it's a maintenance, right? Your client has to come every so often to maintain them, or else they can not look well groomed. So every 3 weeks, they're probably back in there to maintain them. And sometimes they want to give a break, but they want their lashes to look styled still with less maintenance at home. So this is great for if you're a lash extensionist and you've yet to bring any of these services in, lash lift or lash curl, do it. Because that customer, once they decide I want to give a break from lash extensions, you might lose them. So, or they might not be coming for a while. So have that natural way of styling their lashes. Okay. And also to the clients that want low maintenance, expressive lashes, but can say bye-bye mechanical curlers. This is great because yes, great inventions, mechanical curlers. Like I remember my mom telling me when she was younger, they used to heat up spoons and use the spoons to style their lashes. But these are stuff you got to do every single day. And a mechanical curler as well. You can pinch your eyelid. And sometimes that bend is so unrealistic from that crunch. You're like crunch, 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 and it can prematurely weaken the hair. So you can now toss those away and they can get these services done where they can be back in 6 weeks and redo it. So during that 6 weeks, they don't have to do nothing to their lashes. They wake up ready to go. Okay. So now let's start getting into the protocols for our lash curl so that you get an idea right now, the theory part. And then when we do the video, you understand what's happening. Okay. So for preparation, very important that you have, and I have them with me here, but you can see them in the picture too, but it's very important. We also have a foam. So if you're not aware of our foam, if you have clientele that is a little bit more sensitive, to their eye area. We do have a beautiful foam, cleansing foam for both lashes and brows, and it's lash extension safe. So you could be providing this as a retail to your lash extension customers. But this is a great way to, if somebody's really irritated, to more liquid form of the eye makeup remover, you can do the foam part. And the foam also helps with lashes to lift debris through. For example, if they were wearing some really good waterproof mascara, or the mascara that has fibers in them, it can help lift that up. So I always have both options with me. Okay. Once again, I want to cater to my clientele and have them be relaxed and comfortable as possible in my service. Okay. So this is how you would prep. You would either choose the foam or you would choose the liquid micellar makeup remover. And the micellar has got the technology to remove waterproof makeup as well. This has the aloe vera in it. So that's what's able to give it more that soothing and that relaxing if they're irritated. Once you've chosen what to cleanse with, then your second security, I call it, of cleansing is your saline solution. Very, 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 very important. I've had people who tell me, oh, my lift didn't work. I did everything you asked. And I said, well, did you buy the saline? No, I didn't. Or, oh, no, I didn't. I just used my contact lens solution. No. Okay. You should not be using contact lens solution because it has surfactants. Surfactants are soaps. Soaps are surfactants you'll see in disinfectants that can disinfect and clean at the same time. That soap can be a barrier and can affect your results. Okay. So you got to use the saline solution. It's not expensive and it lasts for a very long time because you don't use a lot of it. Question, do you sell them for retail? Well, you can sell the makeup removers. Yes, you can sell these to retail because we've got good feedback. A lot of people love the liquid one. I have very sensitivity eyes, but I do love the liquid because if I have a lot of mascara on, I find I can put more pressure and remove a lot more with the liquid. And I've tried so many on the market. And when they came in and formulated this one to be micellar, oh, amazing. I don't get irritation from it. So a lot of customers have felt the same way. And so a lot of salons and spa actually retail this. Okay. You need properties in here that are going to remove, even if they say they don't have any makeup on, you want to follow these steps. If you try distilled water and it's okay for you, sure. But we don't, in order to have a successful result of your services, you have to use one of these eye cleansing, and then your saline solution. Your saline solution is going to degrease, that salt property is going to degrease what was left on in your lashes and on that skin area. Okay, so that's why it's important to follow through with the saline. Okay, then what you're going to do is, as you'll see in the video, I use our Reflectisol eye care pads. They are treatments. So if you want to elevate your lash curl or your lash lift services and add value to them, you should be putting these eye care pads on. They are amazing. Even when I'm at home cleaning my home, vacuuming, whatever, I put these on. The smoothness that it gives, the shine that it gives to the skin. So add that value, elevate your lash lifts or your lash curl services, or even your brow lamination. Put them on to your customer to have a treatment. You can call this a deluxe service with the treatment, right? But these are also important to hold down the bottom lashes because you do not want to bring those bottom lashes up into the service. I remember the first time I was learning to do lash lifts, I did that. I didn't put properly a protection on the bottom to hold down the bottom lashes. And I grabbed bottom lashes up as I was rolling onto the roller or onto the lift. And sure enough, when I was done my service, the bottom lashes created a bend where they look like hooks going into the eye. Very irritating, and it doesn't look nice aesthetically. So always isolate the bottom of your lashes. I know some people might use lash extension tape, but here we want to teach also to give them a treatment. Okay. We also have our black silicone pads that can hold them as well down. But these eye care pads can also be retailed if your customer really likes what they do. Okay, here is the image of the rollers. Okay, so you can see from the size small to the size extra large, so the small, medium, large, extra large, you can see the hair has reached half of the circumference. Okay, try not to follow the part where it says small eyelash rollers for short lashes, medium for medium length. Sometimes like, well, how do I determine who's medium length, who's short lashes, right? So always make sure that it covers half of the circumference of that roller. You can cut your rollers into strips out of the package and hold it to the side of the eye to see what the sizing is good. Because once you take them out and you stick them and they're not the right size, you have to throw them away. Okay. Hi, Monica. If you go onto our website, you can download the product sheets that have all the ingredients for each of our product. So we have a care collection on our website, a tab, and you can download the eye care pads product sheet. Okay, but they do have hyaluron, so they help with fine lines. They have vitamin E and they have aloe vera to help with puffiness. Okay, but if you want to see more fuller range, yes. You're welcome. Okay, so this is very important that it's reached to the half, the circumference of the roller. Yes, you're going to enjoy them, Monica. Try them on yourself too, because you'll feel the difference. Okay. Now, if you chose a roller that was too small, the lashes didn't cover the half of the circumference, you're going to have a weak curl, weak to nothing almost. If you chose a roller that's too big, sorry, if you chose a roller that was too small and the lashes past the circumference, half the circumference, your lashes will become coiled. And you don't want to do that to your customer. It is not aesthetically pleasing and they cannot put mascara on and their lashes get lost. You don't see anything because they're coiled back. If you do a bigger size roller and the lashes do not cover half of the circumference and they're below, then you are not having a lift at all, a curl at all. Okay. So that's why the half of the circumference plays a huge role. Okay. Now in the lifting pads, this is a good, if you want to take pictures, but this was for the question that was asked earlier. In the lifting pads, any size you choose, the first image, the third image to the right, like the first image is wrong because the lashes are going above the bump. When they go above the bump, then the look is very blunt, very straight up. And once again, the client can't put mascara on. And sometimes that you can look very surprised look. Like you know when your brows are very high arched, with your lashes too, it can give you that like very wide open look where your eyes are like look a little scary. So be careful with that. In the second image, the lashes are not even covering halfway of the bump, just below. Then you're not going to have a lift whatsoever. And then the final image, you see nicely those hairs are covered with a little bit of room left on the top, very little. But that is the right size. Even when it says if you want to choose a strong lifting effect, choose size small, make sure the lashes do not go past that bump. They go past that bump, it's going to be so blunt, they're not going to be happy with it. We still want them to look natural, but wow. Okay. So for the question that was asked earlier, do these two slides help you to understand the placement, lashes, sizes, and how it intermixed? I forgot the name of somebody who had asked, but hopefully this has helped you. Okay, fixing rollers and eyelashes. So remember, take it out, bend it, use gloves if you can, because after, even when you just wash your hands, our fingertips get oily. I know it sticks onto the gloves as well, but it just helps you keep the tackiness of that glue, that pre-adhesive glue that's on the roller. Once you bend it, you're going to put it right close to the waterline, just like you would place your lash lifting pads right close to the waterline, because when you sized it, you made sure that it reached half of the circumference when the pad rested close to the waterline. So place it on, and then when you look and there's no skin visible underneath and you're ready to go, then you can start rolling the lashes. So the rollers are pre-adhesive. So most of the time I don't need extra glue, but if I have lashes that are full lashes and I run out of space on the roller, I have to use the glue. So there's glue in the kit. And then sometimes some lashes are very stubborn. I have to use glue. But sometimes I can have really good lashes that I never had to use glue. They stick on the roll on the pre-adhesive roller. Okay, but the glue is always there as an extra measure. Okay, after you started rolling them, now when you're applying the glue, always be mindful how much of it you're applying. Be careful. If you don't need it, don't use it. But first, what you would do is before you start choosing when to use the glue, look on the side of your client's eyes. Don't look at the bird's eye view. Bird's eye view, the lashes look all rolled up. As soon as you look from the side, you can see lashes you have missed, and you can see even shorter ones. So try your best to get those down to stick on the pre-adhesive roller. If you can't and you're struggling, they keep popping up, then you can use the glue. What I tend to do is have a disposable lip brush, because you have to treat it like waxing. You can't double dip, because once you start touching like the hairs, lashes and stuff, you don't want to cross-contaminate. Excuse me. So I use a disposable lip brush, or if you don't want to be wasting lip brushes all the time, you can use toothpick, right? Anything that you can find that can help you take that glue out. And what I do sometimes, if I'm working with a very stubborn lash, whether lift or curl, I take the glue and I apply it on the back side of the hair, because you want to be careful not to keep applying glue on the top and kicking it on, because then it's going to take forever for the solution to get through. That's why I always teach less increments of the glue. Always less, so that you're able to add more if you need to. So putting it on the back side of the lash hair, so the lash hair is sticking up, not on the pad, it's sticking up. Take the glue and place on the back, then roll it on, hold it for a couple of seconds, then release, and then that hair should stick down. So it's usually for those stubborn lashes, okay? Then when you're done gluing, once again, look at the side of your client, make sure all the lashes are on there, because you want to make sure you shape all the lashes as best as you can, because then they're able to look nice and full too. And then you're going to apply the solution. Okay. We have the 3 times up there. So you will get tubes that say 6 and 4 minutes, and you will have tubes that are 8 and 5 minutes. The tubes that are 8 and 5 stayed on them. The tubes that are 6 and 4, there's no timing on them. So you know they're 6 and 4 minutes. So if you're doing 6 and 4, you can go up to 8 and 5, maybe 10 and 7, depending if they had very, 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 very thick lashes and you're working on a male clientele who has very unruly thick lashes. Otherwise, if you have the 6-minute solution for the lash perm, then just go up to 8 minutes. But here it says, and if you had the 8-minute solution tube, you can go up to the 10 minutes. Okay. So 10 minutes max. You don't want to go beyond 10 minutes. Always tell your customer, if this is their first time doing a lash lift or a lash curl, always inform them and tell them that the first time, depending on how the hair opens up, becomes porous, how much it likes a solution and accepts it, the first time might be a little tricky. So sometimes the lift or the curl, it's there, but it's not as effective as long as you did everything right. So I always tell my clients, because it's virgin hair, it's your first time doing this, the results will vary. Every time you come back though, your hair becomes accustomed, and then it becomes more moldable, more movable, more good for the service, and it's easy peasy after that. Okay. But if the 6 minutes is great for those thin lashes, the 8 minutes is great for those medium lashes, and up to 10 minutes is great for those male clientele lashes, thick, layered, unruly lashes. Okay. And always inspect your client's lashes before you do the service. If a client told me that they had damaged lashes and they still were damaged because they weren't using an aftercare, you could always sell them the Care Balm that we have, because it's an amazing product with rich nutrients to help bring back to vitality their hairs. But if somebody told me that, and I looked even under a magnifying glass, and I looked, or just by the naked eye, and their lashes were fried, I would not do this service, because then you will end up frying them more because they were already damaged, and now the processing is happening. So inspect those lashes, give your client the best treatment you can, and care for them and their lashes. I find the pads pop up on the edges. Is this your lifting pad? Lifting pads tend to do that. So I have a technique that I teach, that you take the glue and you wrap it against the edges all the way to the top. You wrap the edge and the top, and that helps to keep the silicone pads sitting down. So that technique will help you. Also, always have a Q-tip, and if your client tends to tear a lot, because some clients, when you touch their eyes, they tend to tear. Those focal points, the inner and outer, they will pop up sooner. So always have a Q-tip. As soon as they feel that their eye is watering, guide them to hold it there and suck in that wetness, because that's what also makes your pads lift up. But when I apply that glue and I round it off on the edge to the top, my pads stay in place. Okay. The rollers, there's a glue all over it, so they should stay down. They shouldn't lift. Okay. And if you did proper cleansing with the micellar, and then after the saline, you shouldn't have that issue. Okay. And even if they came in without any makeup, you still need to follow through with the makeup remover and the saline, because we have environmental factors, dust, debris, sweat, oil, and so forth. So we want to do that cleansing, because then your results will work. Then your pads will stick down, then your glues will work, then your solutions will work. Okay. That would have been from leaving the solution on too long. For which? For lashes being, I'm very new to the lift and curl. I've had this service on me, and one time it looked fried or kinked. That would have been, okay, yes. Did you do it yourself, or did somebody do it for you? If that was their first time doing it and they weren't really well assured of the timings, always follow the manufacturer timings, especially for your first time. Okay, somebody did it. So they probably thought, oh, I want to make this lift be very lifted. Some people do that. They're like, I want to make it very lifted, so I'm going to extend the time, not realizing that they're over processing. There's a certain degree that our lashes can handle. And that is what we pride with Refecta. We teach with proper ingredients, like gentle ingredients, but still it's a chemical. So monitor the timing. And that is where I'm always honest with my customers. And I tell them, this is your first time, your lashes are virgin, there could be a possibility that this first time they won't be as lifted. And that way I minimize frying or doing anything to damage their lashes. Be honest with your clients and educate them. So what you should do, I don't know if they're still fried, but we have a beautiful product called Care Balm. And this is something you should suggest to your clients too. If somebody came in and they're like, I had a bad experience, my lashes were fried, I need to find a new esthetician to do my lash lifts or lash curls. Can you please do it? And then you look and their lashes are not in good condition. Suggest them to buy the Care Balm. It's about a $40 product. It is amazingly, it's so rich in its ingredients to hydrate, to condition, to thicken, to help bring back the vitality. And I would tell them, I'm not going to do the service because your lashes have been compromised and the service won't be able to be hold, like your lashes won't hold that service. So there's no point of doing it. But here, purchase this Care Balm for the next 4 to 5 weeks. Use this and then we'll reassess your lashes and get you in for the service in 6 weeks. And that way you didn't, some people, we should not think this way as professionals. We should not think, oh, I need the money. I need to just do the money. I'm just going to do it. No, because you'll lose that customer if something bad happens and you'll lose that money. So because you can't charge them, they'd be really upset if they were fried and they saw it right away then. And sometimes they don't see it then. They see it when they go home. That as it dries, it becomes lifted more and the solution has affected more. And that's when they can look more fried. So I would tell them I can't do the service and I'm being honest with you, but I really want to see you come back to do it properly on you because that is what I invested on proper training to do the service properly on you. And here is the Care Balm. Use this. We'll stay in touch and we'll get you back in that chair. So you sold something still. You didn't send them home and lose money. You sold them a product and they're coming back, returning to your chair. That for me is the best way I can show my clients that I care for them. Okay. So using the Care Balm, you wouldn't use it after a treatment that went well, right? Like for example, the Care Balm is to use for those services to bring back to vitality the hair. So they wouldn't be doing the service. They'd be just using the Care Balm and come back for the service. Now, if you wanted to use the Care Balm because it's got the castor oil properties, which helps to thicken, then you would have to wait 48 hours after the service to start using an oil product. Okay. But the styling gel, you can use it every day, even after the lash lift and the lash curl, you can use the styling gel. Yep. Right away. You don't have to wait. And that's our hero product, the styling gel as well. Okay, so we've got the solution on. We left it in the appropriate timing. Then you remove with the dry Q-tip. So that's what the PowerPoint was before, the last step right here. Remove the dry Q-tip. Do not introduce any water. Then your lashes will start to pop up of the pad and you're interfering with the processing. You're putting a roadblock. Okay. So after you've take a Q-tip, a dry Q-tip, remove until you see your Q-tip, because the lash perm solution, it starts to get darker purple as it oxidizes. So as you're removing it, make sure that your Q-tip does not look that stained anymore, that purple stained. And once it's all nice and dry, your Q-tip, take a lash fan. Great. Take the lash fan, hover over the lashes, dry them even more. We find that because it's gel, like it's solutions that you're using that are wet, if the hair area is wet, it doesn't accept the next service properly. So when you dry it before you put the neutralizer, you will have a better effect. Okay. So now we're at the neutralizer. You're going to apply the neutralizer in the same area you applied the lash perm solution. Okay. So in the center. Okay. And this is a more soothing, it's like a whiter, creamier look. And then you're going to choose the timing. So if you chose 8 minutes before, you're going to do the 5 minutes. If you chose 6 minutes, you're going to do the 4. If you chose 10 minutes for the lash perm, then you're going to do 7 for the neutralizer. Okay. And then after you're done that, you're going to remove it with a dry Q-tip again. But if any of your lashes did pop up, whether it's a lash lift or a lash curl during the service, as long as that area that needs to be wet with the solution is wet, let it be sticking up like that. Maybe you have to add a little bit of more solution to wet it, leave it. Then after, when you remove the solution and you dry the hairs, re-glue the hair back down, because now it needs to take form. So it needs to be on that form. Make sense? So if it pops up during the service, don't freak out. I know a lot of people grab a stick and they hold the lashes down like, oh no, they popped up. But that stick is interfering with the solution going through. Let them pop up. Wet them enough. That's why I always say be generous with the solution and then re-glue them down before you do the neutralizer, and then they get that shape because the neutralizer is setting them into shape. Okay. So when you're completely done, remove, dry, 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 and then you can put a little bit of water. I put very little bit of water. I'm not soaking the lashes so much because we don't want to interfere with the curl staying curled. We want to keep that new shape. So very little drops of water I put. I run back and forth my cotton round to release the lashes from the roller. Then I take it from the back and I wet the eyelid so I can release it nicely from the eyelid. You can hold the eyelid taut too because we don't want to, wrinkle up the eyelid. It's more sensitive area. And then you can roll it off. And then I always don't tint on the cotton roller. The cotton roller will suck in all the tint and you're not going to get a good tinting service. Remove it, take your pads off, put them underneath the lashes, and then apply the tint as you would apply mascara, like guide the lashes. Like I don't cake it on like I used to in the past because they can affect the lift, but I always take my brush and I follow the lash lift and I pick up the bottom lashes too to get those tinted too. Okay, and you'll see that in the video. And then when you're done, then you can remove, first we say remove dry, dry, dry the tint. If you apply water right away, you can get the tint in the eyes and that can be irritating. So dry, dry, dry first, and then you could apply a little bit of water to clean any of the tint, get it in the between here or in the corner before they open up their eyes. And then when they open up their eyes, clean anything underneath. And then you could, if you have to use a tint remover, use a tint remover to clean any staining on the skin. And then you apply the styling gel. Okay, use one of our beautiful brush spoolies. And we got these beautiful silicone spoolies that are amazing. If you don't have these brushes in your station, oh man, please purchase them. They're great for our intense browns service too, for any staining service, because the bristles are short. They don't trap the product in there. They're gentle and they have an even distribution. So great product. And the other side is the brush. Okay. But you apply the styling gel because the styling gel is going to hydrate, condition, and seal in that service, in the tinting service specifically, because it's got the D-panthenol, so it seals in the color. Okay. So if you have anybody that even for their brows or their lashes, the tinting doesn't last long, you should be selling your styling gel. This styling gel is an amazing product for anybody who just wants to maintain their lashes and brows. They don't need to be doing these services. They just want maintenance from the sun, from the environmental factors. Styling gel is my go-to even when I go to the beach to protect my lashes and my brows. There is a question. Let me see. I just got to scroll up a little bit. Hi, Chrissy. I may have to leave before the class is over. I missed the beginning. It's okay. There's a recording. There's always a recording, so you never have to fear. Yes. And it will get sent to you in the thank you email, but we always post it on our website as well. Okay. So thank you for staying as much as you can, but we do have the recording as well. Okay. So here is a profitability. It's great for you to know, especially for a lot of the new ones, or maybe the ones that you already do this. You're like, oh, wow, I didn't realize this is what I should be charging. Oh, wow, I didn't realize this is how long it should take me. Or, oh, wow, I didn't realize I could be making $2,000 off of one eyelash curl kit. So this is an important thing to understand to your revenue, what it costs for you. Like it's $3.63 per per client that your cost for the treatment is. So that's not a lot. So if you minus that from your $75, and you're looking at what's $72 or $71 times 30 applications even, you're reaching over 1,000 revenue, over 2,000 revenue. So start offering these. They're quick, easy add-on services. So don't miss out on offering these. Okay. Another thing is, what do we have on here? Okay, remember how I talked about how you can add value or elevate your lash lift services? Anything, your lash lift, your lash curl, your regular tinting, your intense browns tinting, your brow lamination. Offer a massage at the end with our protection cream. Even during, like, I'm not showing the whole video, like the full, I have to edit it, so you're not watching waiting time. But in the video that I did on my model, during the 8 minutes of the solution time, I massaged her temple area, her whole facial area with this as well. So our protection cream is not just a protection cream, it's a massage cream, it's an eye treatment cream, it's a hand cream. It is an amazing product. So even at the end of your service, if you want to make a deluxe service, because we had the eye care pads, now we want to do massage at the end, you can charge a little bit more for this deluxe service. And here's 6 different movements that you could offer. What client is going to say no? Like, especially when you hit the temple area, it like de-stresses like amazingly. You come in on a stressful day, your client, and you touch their temples, they're like jelly. Okay. Okay. So home care package. Remember I talked about the styling gel. Styling gel is great for day treatment. Care Balm, night treatment. You want it to be penetrating all through the night. But you can also use the Care Balm for makeup effect because it's got that shine. You can put it on the eyelid to give a gloss. You can put it on the cheeks to give a highlighting effect as well. How much do you charge for the eye massage? Basically, I would add, like if I'm adding $5 to $8 for the eye care pads, I would probably make it like $8 to $10 complete, where I do the eye care service, the eye care pads, and the massage at the end. You're using very little product, like literally. Sometimes you don't have to charge it. You can do it for free. Like this is enough. That's even a lot. I can use half of that to do the massage on the clients. So some people just offer it for free, but you could also include it with your eye care pads and maybe do a flat $10. So you add $10 to your $75 or $90. So for maybe you're charging $90 for a lash lift and a lash curl plus tint together. Maybe you can make it 100 for the deluxe and 90 for the not deluxe, right? And people are going to pay the 100 for the deluxe when they realize they're going to get an eye treatment and a massage. Okay. Just as a suggestion with the pricing, you'll have to look at your market and know what to charge. Okay. Okay, so we've got the styling gel, day treatment, and then we have our booster. So if you're looking for clients that are like, yeah, my lashes did get damaged, I need a booster, I need something, we have that as well. And it's all they reformulated it because people are looking for more natural products and ingredients. So it's all natural now. Okay, it's vegan, and there's bamboo extract that helps with growth, and bamboo and pumpkin seeds. Okay, and all these items are great. You know, we're going to be reaching, not soon, I don't want to rush it, but when we start reaching the holiday season, like we start reaching the Christmas season, these are great stocking stuffers, and you can do BOGOs and stuff like that. Like I have done some webinars on how to retail these items and how to have success with your retail items and what you can do. That webinar is on our website. Watch that. It could help you a lot for the holiday season coming up, or any time that you need to do some promotions with your retail product. The protection cream as well can be a retail item. Like I said, it works like a beautiful hand cream. It works like an eye mask. You can retail that as well. The eye care pads you can as well. They are a little pricey. That's why when I tell you guys you got to add $5 to $8 to your service fee, is because they are pretty pricey because of the ingredients and what they do. They actually really work amazingly. Okay. Okay, so that's the end of this part. I am going to show the video, but I have to share my screen for that. But in the meantime, please, like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. There's those 2 accounts, right? So you have the account for the Reflectisol North America, but then you have the Broista by Reflectisol, where there's more tips and tricks on there. And then visit our website. The website will become your friend, your go-to, your buddy. If you can't reach me in time and you're like, what did Chrissy say? Oh, let me watch that webinar, or let me get the protocols and so forth. The website is your go-to, but I am always here to support still. But the website can even answer your question faster than me. Sometimes you're like, oh, it's on here. I don't need Chrissy, but never hesitate to reach out to me. And then we do have online courses, but currently on there, we only have the lash lift course. I mean, not the lash lift. We only have the brow lamination and the intense browns. But those courses are amazing. If you're looking at adding brow services, you can earn $100,000 extra just by adding these 2 services of your brow lamination and your intense browns. So look out for that as well. Okay. So what I want to do now is I'm going to stop sharing this presentation, and I'm going to share the screen, and you're just going to let me know that you guys can see the screen. Okay, where's my screen sharing? Let me just open up. I want to show you quickly first, because there's a lot of new people here. First, what the lash lift service looks like, so you have an idea. And then we'll go through the tips and tricks of the lash curl. So, oh, no, it started already without me sharing the screen. Okay. Okay. Let's open up our screen. Let me share the screen. Okay, let's see window. Okay, let me know that you guys can see this screen. Give me 1 second so I can see the chat box. Can you guys see the screen? Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to hit play. Okay, this is a lash lift. Okay. So here she's using the foam. She chose the foam. She's using our nice silicone brush to massage it in, just to get that property to go through the foam. Then we fall through with the saline solution, degrease the area. The eye care patch is holding the bottom lashes down, as you can see, so we don't lift those up. Here's your 3 slices. But always remember, the hair has to cover that bump part if you want to have the proper effect. So you see how she's applying the glue? Wrap it around the corners. They don't teach that part, so wrap it around the corners, and that will help from the lifting. Very, very close to the waterline. Don't leave too much skin in between. And work it into sections, 3 sections. I usually put on the pad first. I don't usually do the fan effect because I don't want to overly dry and then waste glue and put more glue, but you can test it out. But as soon as I put the glue on there and I let 5 seconds pass, I start utilizing I start rolling the lashes, because if you let it dry too much, it gets stringy. There's your lash perm. So from the root to the center. So you see how it's nice to the waterline, because you can get it as close as you can to the root without touching the skin. Otherwise, you have to lift the eye up. And what happens? Solution gets into the eye, and that's irritating. You can put a cotton roll to hold down the stubborn lashes, but the cotton part for me is a little sketchy because it can attract the solution into the cotton and onto the hair. So I don't do that. You can use cut the silicone pad, the black pads, eye care pads, cut them in strips and put it on, or just don't do anything. Just make sure that the hair is saturated. Okay. Now it's neutralizer, same area. Once again, I don't do the cotton part. I feel that it takes away the solution from the hairs. I could be wrong, but that's what I feel it absorbs into the cotton. You're removing it so that you can tint under the bottom lashes. Now they're leaving the lashes onto the pad. They're mixing blue and blue black. And they're pulling up the bottom. They're getting it in the bottom lashes as well. Now, if you want to have a better service, I would remove it from the lifting pads just so you can get behind the lashes. You can make them as dark as possible and close to the root. But a lot of estheticians love that it's easy to do it on the silicone pad. Clean your silicone pads right away because they get stained as well. There's a little massage. And your styling gel. And voila. So that's the lift. Okay. So you saw how the lift, let me just go back to our screen. Everybody saw it okay? I hope everybody was able to see that okay. So that was the lift, okay? That was the lashes being high like this. There was no bend. Did you guys see that? There was no bend. They were up and nice and gave that length. Now let's share the screen of the model that I did on the Lash Curl. I'm just going to open up there's no music in the background, but I will talk during it. Let me just share the screen again. And it's bird's eye view, my model. So sometimes I feel like we have to do this view so that you guys can see properly the tips. Okay, so let's share the screen, open in browser, window, and then let me know that you guys can see this screen as well. Can you guys see the screen? And somebody can just type now because I just got into the chat box. So let me know. Yep. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's open up the video and play it. Okay, so her lashes, she's looking straight up, but her lashes, they have a little bit of a lift. But now with the curl, we were able to actually bend even more and create a C curl. So the first thing is to clean with the makeup remover, a thorough cleanse, even though they don't have any makeup on. Please do it. There's many times that they say they didn't have makeup and they did. So make sure you do that. Okay, and then the next step is going to be your saline. So I use here my Solar makeup remover. She's okay, she's not sensitive, so I use that. And then I follow through with the saline to degrease the area and make sure, because I want my pads to stick nicely, especially the cotton rollers, which have glue in them. I want them to stick really nicely. Okay, there's the saline solution. Okay, and you cleanse the same way. Okay, I'm just going to go a little faster as I'm cleansing. Okay, and now I'm going to apply the eye care pads. Okay, it's got vitamin E and hyaluron and aloe vera. It truly does fill in those nice fine lines. Okay, and I'm gonna hold down the bottom lashes. I like to put it too up in the eye because it can push into the eye and it can make it hard for you to roll those lashes up to the rollers, whether it's lash lift so I tend to grab the lashes. See what I'm doing there? I tend to grab them and slide them and stretch them down so the pad is not so close up into the eyelid. It's uncomfortable, but it's also uncomfortable for client and uncomfortable for you because it's poking up to the lashes upwards. Then I make sure they close their eyes and make sure that it's not bothering them. And then I choose the rollers. So for her right away, I knew size small because the size small silicone pad wasn't going to work. So I knew I have to go size small roller. Bedding them to give them that shape. Okay, and I'm using gloves so I just don't contaminate them. And then I put it nice and close to the waterline. Okay. Very nice and close. You'll see me a little bit pulling it down. I don't want too much skin showing, but she also had a little bit of layers in her lashes. And then you apply it in the other one. So you see it's because it's sticky, it sticks nice, it doesn't lift anywhere. And after you've applied that, make sure you also brush the lashes before you put the, it's one thing I didn't show, but before you put the eye care pads, brush the lashes with a disposable mascara wand or your silicone spoolie so they're all nice and separated and nicely so that when you're rolling them, they're not all clumped together. Okay. So now I'm going to start to roll them. I was separating them a little bit because her lashes, they like to party. They're like intertwining. So, but her lashes stuck really nice onto the silicone pad. That's why I love using the lifter tool because once they stick on the silicone pad, they stick. So gently, I can try to separate them with the lifter tool. Okay. But you see how her lashes, they're covering half of the circumference of the roller. She has longer lashes on the outside and shorter lash on the inside. So that's why I kept it to the small. So her curl is a little bit tighter, but it wasn't coiled. Now, if all her lashes wrapped way too in the back, then it would look coiled. But it was fine, this size for her. And I use a lifter tool to also separate them if they're clumped together or if they're crooked. Like if they feel like they're bended, you don't want them to be bended. You want them to be straight up because that's the form they're going to take. So there's some patience. Take your time when you're rolling them so that you're not rushing it and then having all these lashes intertwined and intermixed. So I'll go a little bit faster, but you can see how nicely this tool helps. And I think I put a little bit of glue. I wet the lashes there in that little area there where I'm working right now. Some of her lashes didn't want to stick, so I added a little bit of glue. Okay, and then I'm working it over again. And sometimes when you wet it with glue, you're able to separate the lashes a little bit better. The glue helps to become a little bit more moldable. Same with your lash lift. But you see how nicely this tool, I love using this tool for the curls. And for the lift, I use my orange wood stick. For those who have seen my lift webinar will know why, but you can watch those videos. They're up on our website. Okay, once again, I can use it to separate them. But you see, I'm taking my time at this part. Same thing with the lash lift. You want to take your time. With the lash lift, you split it into 3 sections when putting the glue in the pad and rolling. This is the part where you want to get the lashes to rest evenly, nicely, securely. This is the part that's going to take the longest, but this is the part that's going to make a result at the end. Okay? So here's a little bit of glue because once again, the same area. So I'm trying to put very little glue, very, very little glue. And I'm applying it with my disposable brush. And then I'm going to take my lifter tool and secure it down. Okay. But I used very little glue to make sure. Okay. That's all you have to do. Her lashes, thank goodness, were working like really well with me. Okay. So now we're going to do, the solution. So the first solution is your lash perm. That's going to break down the bonds and the keratin of the hair. Okay. So you see this tube? This tube has no timing on it. That means it's the 6 minutes and the neutralizer is 4 minutes. If it's 8 and 5, it has the 8 minutes. Okay, I'm just showing our nice silicone spoolie, our nice brush. You can use those brushes or you can use the white little brushes that come in the kit. Okay, I'm gonna apply it. I have a nice little ball on the edge of my brush because you see I'm doing that dabbing part horizontally. That technique, dab, dab, dab. When you do gel nails and you're sculpting the gel and you're doing these cool little movements and you're pulling it and you're stretching, that's the same thing I kind of do with the solution. I don't want to rub it on. I don't want to put it in areas I shouldn't put it on, and it's got to stay on the center there. And getting a little ball on the tip of your brush helps to do that technique. Okay, and making sure that you put enough solution that covers that hair. Okay, and any of the hair decide to pop up, just make sure you wet it. Okay, but you see nothing on the roots. With a lifting, you would put it right on the roots there. All those black hairs by the roots would be completely covered. Okay, so once you've done putting that onto your lashes, let's just see. I'm just taking my time. That's the part 2 that you want to take your time. So right now, I use way too much protection cream. But right now, it's the timing. So I left it on for her 8 minutes. I know it's a 6 minutes, but her lashes were nice and thick. So I did the 8 minutes timing. So during that time, I'm giving her a nice little massage. Okay. So as I'm doing that, I don't leave my customer. You do not want to leave your client, especially when you're doing lash services. You do not want to walk out, go a break, like a cough break, a smoke break. No, because if solution gets in the eye and you're not there to help them, it can become extremely irritating. Okay, so now it's going to be removal, dry Q-tip. Okay, remove dry, dry, dry. And roll it in the same way the lashes are placed on the rolling pad. Upwards movements. Okay. Roll it until it's completely dry. Your Q-tip. I'm gonna go a little bit faster. That you can see that the Q-tip is drying. Okay. Once you see that the Q-tip is dry, you're good to proceed. So we're gonna fast forward it to the neutralizer part. Oh, drying part. So drying to make sure it's okay before we put the neutralizer part. Really quick. Okay. Don't brush the lashes, anything like that. Then you're going to do the neutralizer part. Okay. That's the neutralizer consistency. I was also showing after the lash, but you apply it in the same area as you would apply your lash perm. Okay. Same area. And you're going to see, let me get to the other side so you can see it. See how nice and generous I am with solution? This is now setting the lashes into place. Now, if I had any of your lashes pop up during the first step, I would re-glue them down, then do the neutralizer. Okay? once again, I'm just massaging her until that timing is up. We all get the idea of the massaging, removing it with a dry Q-tip. We all get that idea. Now I have that wet cotton pad with a little bit of water, and I'm removing those lashes, okay? I'm removing them until I don't want to roll the roller off with the lashes on there, or else I'm going to pull lashes. So I do that until the roller starts to roll off. Let me see if I have, oh, yeah. Oh. So as the lashes start to release, then you're able to roll it off. And release it from the skin too. Don't tug the skin either, okay? And that way you do not release any of their lashes. And they're gonna dry it properly, you're gonna clean it properly. Then I'm using a fan. I'm doing a blowout. When you dry the lashes after a lift or a curl, they get even more lifted. So we call it a blowout. Then you're gonna do the tinting. So I use blue, black, and black. I'm just gonna get my charger while you guys are watching that. So I'm mixing half and half to add more depthness. I just need to charge my laptop. It's deciding to die on me. And I'm removing the bottom pads to add more, so I can get the bottom lashes, okay? I'm just going to bring my laptop closer, just keep watching the screen. Now, if you have any questions during this time, just wait till the end because I can't see the questions now, okay? So because the screen's on. So you see how I'm following the lashes? I'm following the lashes like I would put mascara on, so I don't weigh them too much down, and then I'm causing weight on them, wetness and weight, so that because during this time that I finished doing this curl, it takes about 24 hours for the hairs to close up. So I don't want to do anything that's going to interfere with that, okay? I want to be following the new shape of the lashes. Now when I'm removing, oh, sorry, I did that too fast, but I use 2 Q-tips and I do the sandwich effect. Okay, I always remove dry, 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 dry first. I do not place water right away because tint that is hiding anywhere can get into the eye. And that's how you can avoid, I know some schools, they teach doing, the rinse with the tint still on there. Okay, so I wouldn't suggest that. And then as I have the cotton pad a little bit wet, once again, it's not soaking wet, it's just a little bit of wet. And I'm always reassuring the hair way as well. I go upwards too. Here I'm cleaning her waterline just in case there's any tint in there. And then follow upwards the hair as well. Now this little part here, so you can see her nice curl. You'll see it. I don't know if, I didn't put it at the end of the video, the before and after, but you'll see at the end her curl, how nice it looks. But this I'm just showing if your client needed a, you know how we said we have the makeup line? So for example, the client's like, well, I don't tint my brows. Either they don't want to tint their brows or they don't want to, or they're allergic to the tinting and maybe you don't have the plant-based that we have yet. But always teach about the pencils that we have. These are amazing. So I wanted to show in this video how easy it is to do an add-on service of her. Now you don't have to brow map it. I was just brow mapping it to give her even more precision of me filling it in with the pencil. You don't have to. But afterwards, when I filled in her brows, just fill them in and her beautiful lashes curling so nice. I don't know if you can tell because before you couldn't see them. Look at the roundness. Look at the bend happening on the tips. her just look came together. Let me just go a little bit faster. I'm just filling in the brow pencil. I use the number 2 and number 3 on her. These pencils are amazing, waterproof, smudge proof. I wear them in the morning, not until I go to sleep. I take them off. With this model, I was telling her that she does her ombre way too out. So it makes her brows even look more outset, and it doesn't complement her look. So I brought in that ombre closer and stronger the color so that it's not so outset. So it actually really complemented nicely. But look at her lashes. Look at them roll in. Look at them bend like as to a C curl. All right. So I just wanted to show a little bit of the pencil, and I did a little bit of tweezing at the end on her brows. A little tweezing, a little cleanup, and look at a little highlighter as well. You can also use our brushes. I use one of the brushes to apply it afterwards, the highlighter. It's really rich. And then, yeah, I use the brush to apply the highlighter. That was the highlighter, number 2 pencil. Okay, and then her look, her final look. Oh, the styling gel. Okay. We applied that. Squeeze a little bit out. I use the back of my spoolie from the liners to apply it. Apply on the lashes first. So can you guys see that C curl? I can't see your comments now, see them afterwards, but look at that beautiful C curl. It almost looks like she has lash extensions on. You couldn't see that before. I'll try to put a before and after picture and put it on my Instagram, but right from the beginning of the video, you couldn't see that. Remember I said she slightly lift, but look at the roundness in them. Okay, beautiful. And then her brows, I put the gel on her brows. And then her final look at the end. I think I make her, let's see if I make her look up a little bit so you can see her eyes. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so let's close this. Let me go to you guys and see your comments. Oops. What'd you guys think of the video? I'm glad it worked this time. I had a really nice lash lift video too. Yeah, it looks good, right? You can see it, right? Okay, great. I want to be able to hear from you guys that you can see the curl effect. If it was a lift effect, maybe I should put my 2 models together in a post, a lift effect and a curl effect, because the lift effect, they are long. This one, you can see that it's like you took the little hair extensions, the C curl, and put it on. So, and it widened up her look without any makeup. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. So how do you guys feel? Like it makes sense now? The differences make sense? I'm going to try and do that, the side-by-side comparison with my 2 models from the last webinar and from this webinar. I'll put it side by side and maybe put a little arrow. The video skips a bit for me, but I got the gist of it. Oh, did it skip because I cut it into portions so I don't show the whole video? Was that the type of skipping, or was it just lagging? Don't worry, that I can edit it a little bit better, but I can send the video. Oh, it's lagging. Okay. Was that lagging for everybody? Oh, so sorry. Really? It was lagging? How bad? Oh no. Why would you use both? But did you guys, I'll answer your questions, but did you guys could see the effect nicely, or was it blurry? Okay, sorry about that, guys. I didn't know it was lagging. Maybe if I send the actual MP4, it won't lag. Okay, thank you. You can see the effect. Okay, so I mixed the, thanks, guys. You guys are great. I mixed the blue, black, and the black together to add more depthness to her lashes. I tend to do that with people who have, like, their lashes tend to be dark. Not crazy dark, but they're dark. And then I need to add more depthness because the white is black. So I add the blue, black, and the black. The blue, black gives that shine. The black adds that depthness. So you can mix together. You don't have to, but I do that. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Dana. I'm excited. It was, yes, we are very new to starting the service. So I'm excited. And you see how easy it was to do the rollers. I know it's a little bit easier for me because I do it a lot, but it's very easy service to do. And I hope these videos will help you. I'll try to send the video. I'll upload the video and get a link for you guys to watch it. And hopefully it won't be choppy when you guys watch it on your own spare time when you download it. So I'll do that. I'm not quite sure why it was choppy. So sorry. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. If you have any questions, you do get a thank you email for this, but I'll do a separate email with the video. But also check your email. At the bottom, there's files too. So don't forget that at the bottom of the email, there's some files, profitability sheets, protocols. Don't miss out on that. And the recording to this webinar where you can save it and keep it as well. Okay. So thank you, everybody. I think this is one of my very few webinars that I finish on time. Because I tend to talk a lot. But thank you so much for everybody's support. To the new ones, you got this. To the ones using Reflectacil, you've always got this, but you now can do even better. Okay, so thank you so much. And we'll see you guys in the next webinar in the fall. Can you believe that? Thank you so much. Thank you.